everyone, I have my I think it's the seventh drawing for my May We Draw Daily challenge, and this video the reason I edited this separately to the actual finished piece is because I wanted to talk a little bit about making thumbnails for your drawings, and I wanted to kind of talk about like the relevance and the importance of it and how it's helped me. So if you're not sure what thumbnailing is, basically it's drawing out little pictures of what you have in your head for your drawing before you actually draw it. That was the worst explanation ever. And you see it quite often in my sketchbook and on other people's sketchbooks, and there's just like tiny little drawings sort of looking at poses and compositions that you could do within the illustration that you're planning. And so for this picture that I'm drawing of malachite, I did some really tiny thumbnails on the page before. I think they were just at the beginning of the video, but I didn't record that bit. So I recorded I kind of go through stages where I do like really, really loose thumbnail drawings. And then I will do like a bigger piece exploring the colours that I want to use and having a go at mixing paints and seeing what colours look good with what, how I can mix various colours, and how it's going to look on paper before I actually commit to a bigger drawing. And what this helps with is sort of understanding your drawing so that when you do come to draw it for like the final piece, you aren't as kind of blinded by it. I find it's helped me a lot. Like the pieces that I've done without a thumbnail I have struggled with, because I was just going in through what was in my mind, whereas if you take the time to thumbnail, you can sort of explore different options, because the first idea that you come across in your head, it might not always be the best one. The initial pose I wanted for malachite I didn't like eventually, so this was, I think, my third pose for her, and you might end up using the first pose that you choose, and that's not a bad thing, and it's like not an adverse thing, but it's always good to explore different ways to approach a drawing. So here I'm practicing. I've never painted water, so not like water like splashing or moving, so I looked at photographs of water and I didn't do that little bit of water is going to be underneath her, but I did it to the side because I had too much pencil work and I wanted to sort of separate the two. Yeah, so here I am using my Zebra Fitter brush pen. I found it, I lost it for the longest time, and Maxie's bought me another one. And yeah, so I use my Fitter brush pen here to just ink around it, the lines that I liked. And another thing is you can just sort of go a little bit crazy, and you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to mess up this expensive piece of paper. So if you've got something like Bristol Board or artist's watercolour paper, you know you've spent a lot of money on it, or it's been a gift or something, and you go ahead and you ruin the piece, it's like, ah, no, I've wasted this paper, even though you probably haven't, but that's how you'll feel. And that's happened to me so many times. And I think thumbnailing is just so important. It's relaxing as well. Like, you can just have fun and mess around. Nothing has to be perfect. It's all just in your sketchbook or even on post-it notes or scraps of paper anywhere. It's important to do it digitally as well. It's not just a traditional thing. You can explore all sorts of different things through thumbnailing. And my best pieces have always had a thumbnail or two drawn before it. And I just think that it's a really important thing that artists should get the hang of and get used to. And it's something that a lot of professional artists still do and still encourage as well. So yes, if you've not thumbnailed before, try it in your work and just see how much of a difference it makes, because I can guarantee you it will make such a difference. Especially if you're like me and you are a little bit precious about paper. But get yourself a cheap sketchbook, get yourself cheap everything, and just go crazy and have fun with what you've got, and you will learn and discover more about your own artwork and more about yourself more than you will just through doing standard illustrations. And another thing that thumbnails are good for is like when you're studying reference and you've seen a pose and you just want to quickly get it down, just silhouette it or something, get a feel for that pose. And I mentioned this previously, but referencing is still very important. A lot of people think that you shouldn't reference, and I don't know where this comes from, but I know that young artists, because I was one, I had the same feeling that you shouldn't reference, and it's like, it's a scary thing that you shouldn't do because it makes you less of an artist, but it makes you more of an artist if you understand what you're drawing. And that's the whole thing about thumbnails. Thumbnails then become your own reference for your own drawing. So I hope I'm not rambling too much. I hope people kind of understand what I'm trying to get at. And yeah, so seriously guys, just get yourself a cheap sketchbook and start thumbnailing your drawings before you do them, and you will see such a difference in the way you approach your final piece. And I hope this has been helpful to you guys. The full malachite drawing is coming soon, and it's going to be the next video, and I'm so excited. And I'm so excited for Steven Universe. Woohoo! But thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!